The Evolution of Professional Nursing by Michelle Pionovich. The book I selected at the beginning of this semester was American Nursing, A History of Knowledge, Authority, and the Meaning of Work by Patricia D'Antonio. This book discussed how the nursing profession as we know it came to be throughout the course of the 19th century. It discusses how nurses had to overcome both gender and racial bias and the change from informal on the job training to a more formal format of training like nursing school as we know it today, and about the origination of nursing as a compensated career choice and not just a voluntary career. As far as history as pedagogy, D'Antonio provides history on past prejudice in the nursing profession, including race, gender, and even social class. African American nurses and Caucasian nurses were separated for a long time, both in work and in their nursing professional organizations. Males were not really considered in the nursing profession, and middle or wealthy class women were given the chance to become nurses before the lower class women. Nurses had to fight to become a compensated profession. Nurses were not always paid, they were just voluntary women who just helped when the need was arised. As far as history is evidence, prior to the option of becoming a registered nurse and mandatory state licensure standards, there were no requirement of clinical experience for nurses. Women who went through a more formal format of training were not happy with this because they were considered to be on the same level as somebody who just learned a couple of things on the street and said they were a nurse. Licensure was not required, however, until late into the 1930s and even the 1940s. Prior to that, it was voluntary. For history as an explanation, D'Antonio provided an overview of the timeline in which nurses went from the informal schooling of just picking up skills as they worked, especially in the war on the front lines, to the formal training that is nursing school as we know it today, that is regulated and the same everywhere. This was a very informative book. I learned a lot about the history of nursing that I did not know. I feel like we didn't really learn a lot in nursing school, so I was able to see a lot of how our profession has evolved from just women volunteering and learning some basic skills to what exactly it is today.